exact meal plan to go from 30% body fat down to 10% body fat. Let's fucking go. So I made a video to go that was 20% down to 10%, and I do appreciate there are going to be people that watch this from the channel that are above 20% body fat. So absolutely, you deserve me to serve a purpose to you as well. And maybe if it really needs to, we can push up to 40%, but I don't think that'll capture too much people, and it might not have too much merit. So what I've done is I've created If you are of a certain weight, starting from 92, going all the way down to 66, with increments in between that you'll fit close to. That will then give you your calories that you should be on. It's got protein. And what I've also done in there is put in the goal that you're going to try and get to. So let's say you're starting at 92 kilograms. You're going to aim to try and hit 70.8 kilograms. And that'd be you at 10%. Now, just a quick thing to remember. A drop and deficit is going to be a lot greater than those that were started at 20 going to 10, because obviously the more body fat you have, the more stores you have, the greater the deficit can be, just because you've got more food on your system technically. So this is what we've done here. So just understand the deficit is greater. Now what you can do is you can use this video to get yourself from 30% body fat down towards 20% body fat, and then re-look at your body composition, use the old video and rebalance your calories, and then go again. To get from 30 to 20% body fat, probably take you 10 to 12 weeks, roughly. Again, like it's a vague estimate, but you could pretty much guarantee that dropping 1% of body fat is 0.8 of a kilogram. So yeah, maybe you get there a bit quicker. Maybe there was a bit of lack of adherence. Some of it, the initial drop is muscle glycogen and water weight anyway. So you could say, let's say 10 weeks, roughly. So then what you could then do is rebalance your macros, because you're of a different body composition and you would technically need different input and output to that point. So let's roll straight into the meal plan. Now what I want you to do is, if you are at different weights, you will of course eat different amount of calories, but you can see it's mainly the protein that is going to be different, because the lean mass is going to change. If you weigh more, but because all of you are within the bracket of 30%, maybe anywhere from like 28 up to 33, let's say you're in that bracket. Now what you're going to do is, that's not going to change, but the scale weight is, which means if you're a 92 guy versus 66, but you're both 30% body fat, obviously the 92 just has more. He may be taller, but on average he's got more lean mass or non-fat mass than the person at 66. So therefore it's the protein that is actually the macro that's going to change. So let's just roll into what a meal plan will look like for you. So for this guy, 152 grams of protein. Overall calories are at 2,017, so just above. Carbs, fats at 47, and that is 20% of the overall target, or a little bit more actually, a little bit more there. And carbs are at 245, fiber at pretty much 38 grams. Now, this meal plan, I've set it out to be fairly nice, but not so palatable that you couldn't stick to it. If it's palatable, you won't want to stop eating it because it tastes really fucking nice. Ever eaten at a restaurant and thought, oh, this is nice, I don't want to stop eating it? Yeah, because it's made for that in mind. It's made that you keep coming back, so they flourish in business. This is made so it's you know when to stop. It's nice enough that you can eat it, but it's made so you know when to stop. And the foods in there are quite filling and voluminous as well to pack out the meals, because you want volume to fill you up, but lower calories, if that makes sense. Like you could eat a kilo of watermelon and a kilo of walnuts. They're both a kilo, but I mean, fuck me, that would be a mission to do either way. But the calorie difference is fucking night and day. I won't bring it up, but it's literally night and day, as you could probably imagine. One's just pretty much water and the other's like full of fat. Good fat, mind, but still. So meal one, you're going to roll into oats, 60 grams, add water, swell them up, get them nice and big. Peanut butter at 20 grams adds the flavour, and then berries, 150 grams, again adds more taste but also volume to that meal. Meal two, I would roll with a chicken breast meal, 165 grams, raw and uncooked. For you Americans that work in ounces, you have to do the conversion. I work in grams. I know you work in pounds, and I also work in kilos. You just do the conversion, it's quick. Frozen or any form of vegetables up to 100 grams. Whatever veg you like, put it on the scale, 100 grams, and roll with that. That will also pack that meal out. You may think, what about seasonings and sauces? Most seasonings are okay. Sauces, as long as they're low calorie, you can get away with them as well, to tell you the truth. It's not going to be the end of the world that your sauces, unless you're having fucking ketchup, which, motherfucker, you better not be having ketchup, then you're going to be okay. Oats in again. You may think, oats again? Yeah, because of remember the size and it blows them up with the volume. It's just going to keep you fuller for longer. But make sure if you are having oats, you are having them at least 60, maybe even 90 minutes before that session to get them to digest. They don't digest well for you. You may want to swap them out for a lower GI carb, maybe a bagel or something. And then you're going to put some jam on it as well. After the workout, shake with almond milk, just to get that protein straight in. And then meal 3, again. So I've said chicken twice because generally doesn't upset client's stomach. You can have it day on day, it's okay. It's lean as fuck. It's satiating because you can have a fair amount of it. 165 grams is not a small amount. But you could swap this for whitefish, you could swap this for tuna, you could swap this for turkey as well. I would probably stay away from fattier meats. The reason being, you just have less of them in terms of the overall size because they carry fat as well as protein. Now, then pasta at 50 grams. Now for pasta, we could be actually smarter. We could swap pasta for white potato. The reason being, white potato will be a lot bigger in size. You could probably get, for that, I reckon you could get at least 250 grams of potato, which is going to seem bigger than 50 grams of pasta. So actually, as I run this video, that'd be a quick change I would make and something I would probably advise you to do. And in which then you kind of wouldn't need the sauce, so you could allocate another 50 calories towards even more potato. Win-win. Unless you like dry pasta. Most people don't. And again, vegetables, 100 grams. Now, as I said, the diet wants to be fairly nice, and most human beings have a fucking sweet tooth. So let's scratch that itch. Let's not completely cut the fun out of your life. We're going to go for 200 grams of low-fat yogurt, 20 grams of dark chocolate, 70% or above. If you've not eaten dark chocolate before, proceed with caution. It is an acquired taste. But when you acquire it, you will enjoy it. I have like 95% because I really enjoy it. But yeah, it's not like milk chocolate. Let's put it like that. It's definitely not like milk chocolate. And then berries, 150 grams. Now, of course, we spoke about if you're at different calorie target and macro intake, you're going to need to shave down these numbers. Of chicken would probably be my go-to. Or I would keep the chicken in and I would ditch the shake. Reason being, you want to eat your food versus drink your food. So I'd actually, if I needed to shave this lower, I'd ditch this completely, and I would just have my whole foods, and that'd be something I would stick to if I were you. So not the longest of video today, it doesn't really need to be. They're your overall targets relative to where you're going to fit in. That's the meal plan you're going to eat. Adjust the protein amounts for it, and obviously there's the goal that you're going to get to. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, subscribe to the channel. And leave love in the comments. I really appreciate the comments of late. I honestly can't stress enough like how much I appreciate the comments that you guys have been dropping. So I do honestly appreciate it, and I enjoy turning up every day and delivering for you. So I will see you tomorrow.